Me, because I'm the plus one and I didn't make none of these plans, I, hey, I'm here. Whatever you tell me to do, whatever money I need to pay, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask for my input on anything, I ain't got nothing for you. Whatever we doing it. And if we're not doing it, I'm not doing it either. If y'all want to go somewhere, we go somewhere. If you don't want to go nowhere, we're not going nowhere. But do I have an opinion? No. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Kairika Rashid Show. I'm so glad that you decided to come back for more. So, what's up? What's up? MLK Day, the other day. So that was a reset day. We cleaned up the crib. We vacuumed. We swept. The only thing I didn't do was Swiffer. We washed the clothes. We folded them. We did all this good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We still went to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Always got it in. I got a lot of tasks done, scheduled, all the stuff. Good little reset day. What else? The weekend was real good for Chosen Hoops. I feel like the winning percentage was there, and then, the games we lost, we had a few games. I mean, we played better. But our young guns, they come in, and if the young guns stay together, let's stay together, loving you and Hannah. If they stay together, they're gonna be good. Okay, the chemistry. It's really hard these days to get kids to really lock in and be with a group for the rest of the time. You know what I'm saying? That really don't be happening no more. And if you do know a place where that's happening, let me know. Nowadays, everybody just bounce. That's how you create the chemistry. Everybody just stay down for the come up. Anyways, that's not what this episode is about. This episode is about my snow trip. I went my first girls trip. Okay. And it was a vacation, but I guess I could call it staycation because it was in Colorado, but it was in a different part of Colorado. Okay. And yeah, let's get to it. So what had happened was Nina and her two friends, Danae and Aliyah, first of all, let's take it back. Let's take it way back. Before Nina transferred to NAU, she went to UCSB with her friends and she got her friend group, right? So then her friend group, it's like, I've always I've never met all of them except for Danae because, basketball. And, we talked a little bit here and there, mutual, but I never really, been integrated with them. This time, they was planning a trip because it was Aliyah's birthday on New Year's. And she was like, this time I want to go to Colorado and I want to do a snow trip. And I want to ski and I want to snowboard, et cetera, et cetera. So they was planning this trip. And then I kind of got the +1 invite. So I was like, do I want to do it? And then it's like, would you be interested? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. New experiences. Now, was I worried about the money? Yes, because I'm always thinking about the money. Okay? I'm always thinking about the money. But I said, fuck it. New experiences. So I said, I'm going to do it. And so it was like, shit, I feel like it was a long time. They got here on the 31st and probably didn't leave until like the 2nd or something. It felt like a long time. It was like a Thursday, or actually I picked them up Wednesday. Whatever the day was. It was either Wednesday or Thursday, and they didn't leave until like early Monday. So they got here. I picked them up from the airport. And it was a good transition because they was already there. They all got in at different times. In the Colorado airport, we didn't already talk about it. They be acting real strict over there. So if you ever gonna pick somebody up, don't go over there if your people ain't waiting outside or waiting at the door for you, because they gonna try to make you loop around, and ain't nobody trying to do all that. Even if it ain't even packed. Okay, they be acting real strict, and I don't like that. Okay, pick them up. We go to Kalay's house. The whole plan. It's like a combined plan. So Aliyah's birthday is New Year's, so she wants to go out and she wants to get turned. And I'm like, me, because I'm the +1 and I didn't make none of these plans, I'm here. Whatever you tell me to do, whatever money I need to pay, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask for my input on anything, I ain't got nothing for you. Whatever we doing it. And if we're not doing it, I'm not doing it either. If y'all want to go somewhere, we go somewhere. If you don't want to go nowhere, we're not going nowhere. But do I have an opinion? No, I just felt like I was the plus one on the girls trip. You know what I'm saying? So it was 4 of us. But so pick her up. We go to Kalay's house. The first night we do the sleepover at Kalay's because Kalay is the kingpin of getting us in and figure out the places. You know me. If it's up to me, I don't care about going out ever. Oh my god, are my chains all right? Look real good, huh? Yeah, fix the chain, fix the chain. Anyways, if it's up to me, if it's up to Nina, we don't really care if we're going out. But we know it's Aliyah's birthday. So we like, okay, period. We're going out. Like that's just the plan. You know what I'm saying? That's the plan. But also we gotta think we're in Colorado and like we're in Colorado. And granted, not too much on me, but I don't know that much about nightlife and club life, but I'm pretty sure in comparison to where they from, which is California, this ain't got jack shit on Cali. You know what I'm saying? It don't got jack shit on any part of Cali. Whatever part. SoCal, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like, I don't know if she lived there, but I feel like she's from Oakland. So I'm like, yeah, girl, it ain't finna be them vibes. It's not finna be them vibes. So we do it anyway. We're going to multiple places. And my chest was hurting because, it was New Year's and it was taxing. And I'm not used to that. I'm not used to paying to get in. So yeah, there was like the New Year's vibe and we get in for the countdown and stuff. And it was like cool vibes dancing or whatever. I think we didn't get back until like 3. So, it wasn't like bumping, jumping, but it was cool. And we went to this one and it was like hella old people in there. And there was this gay couple. One was like real stud. The other one was more feminine. And they just kept saying that we was all gay. Now, half of the crew was gay. Or a little over half of the crew was gay. Me, I may hang with the gays. Aliyah, she may hang with the gays. Nina, she may hang with the gays. We know for sure Kalay and Danae. You know what I'm saying? So apparently, Kalay was my girlfriend. Nina didn't have no girl. And then Danae and Aliyah was booed up. And apparently Kalay was just the player. And she was playing me and stringing me along. And they just kept making up these whole stories about all of us being in a couple and being together. And we were like, no, we're friends. And I'm like, yeah, I know friends. I've been friends with so-and-so for a long time. I know what that means. For 30 years, I didn't have a best friend. And we're like, whoa, buddy, we're not on that type of time. We're not talking about what you're talking about. Then after Kalay getting cussed out by the lady kind of like her. And she kind of up in her face, but she got her girl over there, her stud girl, and the stud girl not liking that for real. And I just slowly back away. And Kalay said, why you leave me? And I said, well, I'm overwhelmed by the personalities and the energy happening here. Like, it was funny, but it's like, you guys stop putting your stuff onto us. We may hang with the gays, and they may be gay. Nobody's getting down with each other here. Like, this is not that type of party. And we just were just like looking at them and laughing because no matter what we said, nope, y'all gay and y'all all messing with each other. We're like, okay, period, I guess. So then after that, that was like going into New Year's. So then we kind of slept in a little bit. And then we got breakfast and then we got on the road. We went to Winter Park. I ain't never been there before. It was like an hour and a half drive away. I drove up. And it was, they got like an Airbnb and all this stuff. And then before all that, they was getting mad at me because I was saying I was a plus one. Which, let's talk about it. If they made the trip, the itinerary, the plans, and then they say, hey, I know Kai lives out there. Just know she's more than welcome to be a part of the group and come on the trip with us. Is that not plus one? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the originator of the plans. And I'm not saying this because my butt hurt, because like I initiated, like I said, if I didn't make the plans or whatever, I'm just along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was going to be the driver. I knew I was providing the vehicle, but everything else, I'm just along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big Colorado girly either. So it's like, don't look at me to figure out what's going on in Colorado. I don't know. I can't tell you. So to me, that's plus one. I'm not the originator of the plan, of the party, of what's going on. I barely even know what Winter Park is. I ain't never even been there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I'm +1. Anyways, back to the story. So we drive up. They get a cute little Airbnb. Aliyah got us matching pajamas and all this stuff. We go up there because the next day we got to get ready to go snowboarding or skiing or whatever. And everybody's like, don't snowboard. It's dangerous. It's way harder. And da. You should probably start with skiing. Da. But here's the thing. I'm not the originator of the plans. And if they say we're going snowboarding, we're going snowboarding. If they say we're going skiing, we're going skiing. And I ain't never been one to duck no smoke. Okay. Now I do be acting scary, but I got a little bit of adventure time. You feel me? Just a little bit. And so they chose snowboarding. So we were going snowboarding. Now people was getting scared last minute, but it was cool. We was all right. It was fine. Okay. The Airbnb was cool, whatever. And I forgot what we did when we got up there. I think we just went out to dinner or something and was just getting ready for the next day. I really can't remember what happened because there wasn't nothing to do when we got up there. Yeah, I don't think there was anything to do yet when we got up there. So we chilled, we relaxed, and also we were up. You know, we was recovering. Like we got coffee on the drive up, listened to music, whatever. Da da da. Oh, did we match pajamas that night? Is that when we did our matching pajamas? We didn't take a picture. We were supposed to, and we were supposed to do TikToks, and we didn't do that either. But I believe we played like Jenga and Uno. I lost every single game of Uno, which is really strange. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was getting mad. So I was like, no, I can't play no more. Like, I'm done. But in Jenga, I didn't lose Jenga. So, I guess. But it's like Uno, like, how I lose every single game. That's weird. That was really weird. And they just kept, like, it felt like an attack, low-key, because why the fuck everybody keep putting all the draw fours on me and all this stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. We don't even got to get into that. But, yeah, so I think we did that. And the next morning we woke up. They made breakfast. And, oh, they went grocery shopping, too. But, you know, during the winter break, the basketball games be on. And I had just drove, and I said, I'm not going with y'all to the store. And me and Danae sat, and we watched the basketball games. And we just chatted and, like, looked at TikToks and stuff. Because I'm like, Unc tired. Unc don't want to go into the store. I never want to go to the store. So then Nina and Lee went to the store. Me and Danae stayed and watched basketball and just chatted. And then, so we got up, breakfast next day, and snowboarding was decided. All the gear, shout out to Nina. Nina had everything for me. She had the snow pants. They call them, I don't know what to call them. I call them overalls. I keep forgetting the name of things. But people had cute little stuff. They had the whole goggles. Aliyah had her whole little set down. Danae, she had stuff too. And Nina brought me everything. And I was like, okay. I mean, hey, I don't look as cute as them, but it is what it is. So we was just like up there. We went to the shop. They was acting a little weird because, you know, Black people Winter Park, and especially a group. Now, we did see a lot of groups of Black people out there. Like, every time we see the Black people, we had these older Black people talking to us. Clearly, they wasn't from here. But, you know, you get the stares when you out into these areas that white people, this day shit. And they just looking at you like, bitch, what you doing here? But we was in there, though. And we kind of got people to open up. So, like, when we was in the shop getting our boots, getting the snowboards, size and everything, we met this boy, and he was a white boy. Like, he looked like a real skater boy. Guess what his name was? Devontae. We said, Devontae. And we said, where is you from, Devontae? He said, I'm from here. I'm from Winter Park. I said, now, Devontae, how do you get that name? And who came up with that name? While you is born and raised in Winter Park, and your name is Devontae, as this white boy, like, skater. Dark hair, kind of greasy looking, real light, real pale. I'm like, Devontae? Okay. And then we had met this other dude. He was like, he seemed like he with the shits. Like, he want to party. He want to get tipsy. We called him Tennessee because that's all we knew. He was really trying to talk to us and hang out. And I'm like, but y'all think Devontae like Black girls? And they was like, yeah, Devontae like Black girls. Because also he was really shy at first, and then he kind of opened up with us, and he started chatting with us. So we got all that stuff. Then we had changed our different areas we was going to go. We went to one really close because we was finna go to another one that was like an hour and a half. And hey, it was time to do it. Now, I know that apparently everybody does lessons first. And like we just raw dogged it, okay? We raw dogged it and just didn't give a fuck. Now, was it a little nerve wracking at first? I'm like, yeah, but then at the end of the day, it's like if I fall, whatever, right? So we get up on the little, what you call it? Not ski lift. Is it a ski lift? No, that's the big one. The one where it's like a tunnel and you get on with your skateboard and you get all the way up. It basically just brings you to the top. So I went down my first trips and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. It was cool. I probably did it for like an hour and a half. Then they was like, let's go to the higher one. Mind you, my problem the whole time, it was like, stop falling on your wrist. Mind you, in basketball, I broke my wrist, hand, or whatever, falling on it in basketball. So clearly I have a problem. And I'm like, oh my God, like, well, I don't know how to fall and I don't know how to slow down. Mind you, I would get I'm moving, I'm shaking, I'm baking. It's cool, right? But I couldn't stop. So I would just plop down. And you got people at the bottom of the hill. Then you got people falling on the slope of the hill. And you're going to crash into them. So I'm like, instead of crashing into them, let me just fall my ass on the ground. Whatever. It's cool, right? They said, let's go to the other one. I said, okay. They said, oh, it's not that much higher. But to me, it was just a little bit more tilted because I started to pick up speed hella fast, bro. Hella fast. I tried to fall in a way Nina tried to tell me. Mind you, nobody took no lessons. So we was just really up there. I tried to fall one way. My ankle went one way. The board went another way. I said, oh, I'm done. Very painful. Now, when you have an ankle twist, whatever, it always hurts way more than you think. So initially I'm like, damn, this bitch hurts. Like hurts where my eyes are watering. And I'm like, okay. And then Nina's like, guy. And she said she was trying to be calm, but in my brain, she was giving real mom like concerned. And I just, like, you know how in the movies where everything's just silent. Yeah. And it's like the sound. Because I'm like, damn, I just really almost snapped my leg / ankle. So I was just sitting there and she's like, which one is it? And I said, I need you to stop. I just was sitting there. She's like, come on, let's just unhook it. Bro, I ain't never twisted my ankle this bad. Mind you, it still was good. If I had a basketball game, I'll play. But like, that bitch was fucked up. And I have for the last 3 weeks now been not running, in the pool, doing ankle rehab, KT taping, all the above, because I literally couldn't jump, couldn't hop, damn near no single leg, double leg, fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Pushing off. But we are good. We are good. So there was that. And they were like, oh, okay, I'm so sad you got hurt. I'm like, yo, I'm a thug. Does this bitch hurt? Yes. Like, it was throbbing. I had to take drugs. And I had to sleep with my leg elevated like this. Because that's how bad the bitch hurt. Elevated, putting ice. But the ice was stiffing me up to where I really couldn't walk. So I stopped icing it. Just straight heat and water. I'm like, I really can't walk with no ice if I'm stiff. Like, I can't walk. And we moving. And I ain't stopping no train. I'm with it. So we still had stuff to do for the rest of the trip. I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it. So then that night, we went back, we chilled, we ordered pizza. We was watching the Hunger Games. We also had a hot tub, and we got in the hot tub. So that was helping my ankle out, too. And the next morning, we had snowmobiling. Now, snowmobiling, we sitting there. I was a little bit scared at first, which I feel like that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to scare us. Because at first, I was like, oh, I'm going to drive first. But he was like, no, we got to be careful. We got to da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, my God. And he's like, we're going up these curves, and you got to keep distance. So I said, Nina, you got to drive this fucking shit first. I'm scared. Then she started driving. I said, oh, I could have drove it first. He was really just trying to scare me. Then I did it. I was doing good on that, driving that thing. Like, I had a good time on there. And at one point, he's like, Kai, you have to turn. And she like turned my arms, and she was getting stressed. And she do be acting like frantic mom sometimes. But guess what? That girl, when she got back on driving, we call air. Like she was driving. Now she didn't hit. Now I started going I was going 40 miles per hour or something. But it was cool. It was controlled. It was at the beginning when I was still nervous. Like the turning or whatever, and she was getting frantic. But then when she was going, we caught air. Now, if my ass, now she know, Nina, you know, if my ass would have caught air while she was in the back, she would have freaked the fuck out. Now she caught air. I started laughing. I said, "Ooh, this is fun! Like, look at us." And she was laughing. But that, you see what I'm saying? There's difference there. And if she tries to say she wouldn't have freaked out, she's lying. She would have tweaked out if we caught air. But we caught air for sure. And Danae and Aliyah seen us caught air, catch air. So let's just say that. And mine was just a little turn. And I mind you, I wasn't even going that fast yet. So that was funny. And then we had like these, clearly they was from out of town. They was like fashion killers for real. Like they really had that shit on. They had the Shiesty mask, but like matching with these like shoes. Seemed like they had on designer Balenciaga. Apparently they had a GoPro. And me and Nina was supposed to be in the back of the bunch. And then they was like, oh no, we want to get content. We need to be in the back. So we're like, okay, whatever. He told us about people who get lost. And if you get lost, just stop where you're at. Oh my goodness. Because also on the snowmobiling thing, he would stop or he would slow down and we would like talk and catch up and etc. These fuckers got lost and proceeded to go somewhere else. So it prolonged our snowmobiling like ride because he had to stop. We had to be on the side of the road for like 15 minutes while he had to go find them, bring them back to base basically, and then come back and find us. A whole nother group of snowmobilers came and passed us up and was like, "Oh, did y'all people get lost?" And was like, "They made our folks. They got lost." And we was like with a majority black group too. So it was just kind of funny because I'm like, this is what we talk about. He did explain all the manual instructions, and then they was the people who wasn't paying attention. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't paying attention. They get lost. They back at base. They don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, dog, what is y'all doing? And if you were going fast enough, like you always see where your person is. And there was like a turn and they didn't turn, they just kept going. So it was just really funny. And our guide was like hella irritated about it. And he's like, see, they want to do their fucking GoPros and stuff. And they were weird, like not paying attention. And I'm like, hey, we here though. We here. So we had a good time doing that. And then I don't know, like when you do the snow stuff, it really takes it out of you. Like you start earlier in the day, you do it for multiple hours. And you better do it for multiple hours. You know what I'm saying? So like what else is there to do in the day? Nothing. And I forgot if we drove back that day or not. Maybe we had one more day and we ate and then we drove back the next morning. No, we drove back that night actually. I'm talking about that night. It was midday. We went to a coffee shop as well. We drove back midday. We just talked, very chill vibes. And then they went to dinner. We just went to BJ's. They was gas. Like there was supposed to be this whole, extravagant, like we was gonna dress up and go to dinner. It was like, fuck the dressing up. I'm hungry. I'm ready to go now. So we went in our ski outfits and they ate and then they stayed at the hotel and I went home because the hotel and the airport is like 15 to 20 minutes away from me. So I said, yeah, I had a good time. I thought I was gonna hang out, but I was like, Auntie need to go home. Auntie has had enough. So I went home and they stayed there and it was cool. It was cool. We had a good time. So yeah, the other thing they said was like we had the least amount of snow that they've had in forever, and it's like, oh, shout out to climate change and global warming. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we didn't have no snow, and then it proceeded to snow like next week. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You see how they do you, but I guess for us, I wasn't mad at the snow that was up there. I don't feel like we needed that much snow. We was beginners. We didn't have no lesson anyway. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. But shout out to new experiences because I was really contemplating. I think I even was praying to God for it about a week and Nina kept checking in. And I'm like, all right, man, can I just talk to God for a second about it and see if I can do this? Because it's expensive, y'all. That shit is expensive. Hella. Like for the rentals, for the tickets to even ski, like all the stuff adds the fuck up. And I'm like, damn. And we only went for one day. You know what I'm saying? Now Nina's so addicted, she's still doing it, but she got all the gear and stuff. And I'm like, man, it ain't tricking if you got it. You know what I'm saying? But I would do it again. I would do it again. And it was a new experience overall, just like snowboarding, doing some like snow stuff because as an athlete when he was younger. I don't know if they do it as much anymore, but they was like, oh, you can't go snowboarding, you can't go skiing because what if you break your leg? So I never went. Like one time we went to Park City, Utah for a ski and snowboard trip, and we didn't even attempt to go. We didn't even go look at it. We stayed and we did our own stuff because of basketball. And it's like, wow. But now, I mean, hey, I did almost break something, but I did it though. Look at God. Look at God. He wasn't having that for me. But also just the new experience of like being on a girls trip as well. So that was good. So now what? I do it again. I would do it again. And also being on a girls trip, it's like I gotta find pockets of being alone because it is a lot of together time. And in this Airbnb, there was like 2 bedrooms when they thought there was 3. So there was a lot of bed sharing. And when we were at Calais, we shared beds. And Nina was like, you can share it. And I was like, nah, I'll just sleep on the couch. I ain't got no problem with it. It was a good couch. It had a pull-out bed, but I was like, I'm not doing all that. And my leg was fucked up anyway. So I'm like, I'm not even finna be comfortable doing all this extra moving and stuff. So just in those settings, I'm like, I definitely need to find pockets of alone time. And I brought like workout stuff, fucked up my leg, and also there was nowhere for me to like work out really either. So just like knowing that stuff, and hey, maybe on the next trip, like if I have another group trip or a girls trip, I think I will be an integral part of the plan. But this was their plan, and I just got added on, and I didn't really care to add on to no plans. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really care. Nita might have wanted me to care a little bit more, but I did not. I did not. Then it was like money, new experience, and I really respect the people who fuck with new experiences and worry about the money later. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can get in that mindset sometimes, but then the way my heart, I'd be having to calm myself down. Swiping my credit card at times. Like, I mean, when I went to Italy, when me and Nina did the Italy trip, I said, fuck it, we ball. And I didn't have no cares in the world. I'm like, bitch, I'm in Italy. Who would have thought? I ain't never been on a vacation before. This time I was like, oh, new experience. You're okay. In grand scheme, like, I am okay. But just spending money really got a hold on me. It really be having a hold on me. But fuck it, we ball. And I would do it again. But still, my chest would say, every time I swipe the card, that's a lot of money. So because of ski trip, that credit card been ran the fuck up this month. But the Lord will provide. He always does. And it was just like cute, like doing the matching pajamas. Shout out to Aliyah for doing that. That was very cute. Playing games. It was like a lot of downtime, but also mixed with adventure, and where you just got to like talk and chop it up. Because also like that was the first time I met Aliyah. Me and Danae, we knew each other and we've had trips before, but like we never really hung out that much. Obviously, Nina's my best bud, and just being in a different dynamic. Knew that was something like I was just like kind of observing while also trying to be present. Like, wow, okay, I've never done this before. Or, wow, this is kind of new. This is kind of different. Wow, we're spending a lot of time together, and I don't have no room to like go duck off it. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I'd be like, and just really how I do. If I have a lot of social time, I really do need to be quiet and just not talk for like hours. There has to be a balance, or I just start to get agitated. And you know what? I think everybody starts to get agitated at some point. Now, Leah and Danae, they didn't feel agitated at all, really, unless I just didn't know. But Nina, at one point, she got agitated, and I was like, "Are you good, bro?" And she was like, "I'm just feeling really irritable." And I was like, "Is there?" And she's like, "No, it's not with you." I said, "Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I can feel that you're feeling irritable. That's why I asked what's going on." So I just feel like that comes with the territory as well. And yeah, it was a good little reset. Try something new. And yeah, I just wanted to chat about it. So, I have a question. Have you been on a girls trip and have you been on a group trip? Because it's giving like everybody who talk like TikTok, they say don't go on a girls trip, but like this was fine. Everybody paid their little dues. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? There was no problem with that. There wasn't no weirdness going on. We all like I think it was just a chill group. I feel like there is different personalities. Like mine, I was just like fuck it, we ball. Like it is what it is. Aliyah was a little bit more. I would say she's like, is it jovial and like particular? I'm particular, But me and her are different particular. Like I said, she's the one, she's like, I got matching pajamas and we finna all wear them. That particular. Or like her outfit was the only one that was put together. You know what I'm saying? She had on makeup. That's like her particular, that was her aesthetic. And mine was just like, yeah, whatever y'all say. Nina's was drill sergeant. Yes, I'm in charge. And Danae is just, she just loves being around people. I think she's like a social person. She like really being around people. And so there was different dynamics, but all of those dynamics overall are pretty chill. No, but nobody was like extra up here all the time. And nobody was like super low. So that was good. So like, have y'all been on a girls trip? Would you do it again if you have? What about like the trips that like giving why did I get married? Now we don't have to have the drama, but the part where it's like you doing this with your family, with your spouse, with your kids, like would you do those trips? I know that's expensive. You think it's expensive with one person? Try a family. Okay? Try a family and a spouse. Okay? Have you been snowboarding or skiing? Which one you like better? People say snowboarding is cooler. It's like skateboarding, but I'm like, I don't know how to skateboard. I don't know how to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Which one? You like the snow? What else? And yeah, that's really all I got. That's the synopsis of my snow trip. And I had a good time. This has been another episode of Kairika Rashid Show. So glad that you decided to come back for more. Get at you, girl. Peace.